Hello everyone, it's Aisha here from God FM and I'm doing a live show for targeted individuals. I hope you're all having a lovely day. Praise the Lord. Just adding this to my story. Dun, dun, dun. So I hope you're all having an amazing day. It is Monday, the 8th of December. And isn't time running away? Isn't it running away? Have you noticed? Time is just running away with everything. It's crazy, it is. I mean, I can't believe how quickly the year's gone by. We're nearly in the end of the year. And here we are. Just crazy it is. Madness it is. So, yeah. What's it like for everybody? I'm in England. I'm in Torquay in Devon. And, you know, it's pretty tough in England. I hear there's going to be some problems with food supply from about 19th of December. Has anyone else heard that? So, yeah. We're in a spiritual war at the moment. I'm being shadow banned, by the way, so if you could share my content, I'd be so grateful. It's very hard to reach anybody. I feel like I live in the desert, where I can't get hold of anybody. It's really crazy, it is. So, we had lives up until about, was it Friday? Hi, bud. And then we got kicked off because we were talking too much about things they don't want us talking about. Hi, Ants. How are you doing? Hi, everyone. Can you please share the live because I'm being shadow banned? I'd be so grateful. And it's strange out there. It's very cold in England. In England, it's very cold. The weather's very cold indeed. And what's happening in your neck of the woods, I'm asking? In my neck of the woods, we've got people doing witchcraft under trees. Literally. It's quite funny, actually. Hi, Ans. Hi, evening. Yeah, it's crazy, it is. It's really crazy. So, yeah, it's a crazy old world. It really is. It'd be quite nice to have some music on here, wouldn't it, actually? I'll see if I can organise that for future live shows. Yeah. But I think we're actually in the revelation of Christ right now, where we're in the last 3.5 years of the 7-year beast system. Sorry about the crackling. It's my radiation paper. I have to put it up just quickly while I have this live show. It's pretty bad, the radiation in my house. It's all the time, every day, all day. Ooh. Makes your ears go pop, pop, pop every 2 seconds. My friend has had different types of radiation, which makes your back almost seem like it's disabled. So it's quite bad for some people. Hey, Og, how are we doing? You want to come up and say hi? You guys should come say hi, really. So yeah, just feeling that a lot of people are struggling in the world with what's happening. And it's hard to know exactly where we are with the Bible, with how this is all happening. Why is it happening? Why hasn't anyone told us this was going to happen? Why isn't anyone talking about it? Why is everybody denying it? What's going on? And Og, I'd like to invite you up, but it won't let me. So, hi, Ants. How are we doing? Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, guys, can you give me a thumbs up? I can't hear you, Ants. You can hear me. Okay, good. Thank you. It's super. Okay. I can't hear you, Ants, but you are on the show. Hello?
I don't think I have come up.
You have?
Have I?
How do you do?
I can't see me. Hold a minute.
You are on here.
I am, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, how are you keeping?
Well, my I don't know what to call them really. My interested parties have made themselves known.
Yes, they do. They're called terrorists, actually, and pedophiles, blood drinkers.
Well, now this takes me back to 2007 when I was first targeted that I know of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. And I used to go into shops and I used to get like trolleys put in the way of what I needed to look at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I went to the shop on Sunday, okay, and I had exactly that. I had I had two women who spoke to me at the same time, right? And I was just by the flower section, and then wherever I touched, they did.
Oh, okay.
Right? You know, and
Creepy.
they kind of like practically followed me around the flower display. Right
Oh.
now, this morning, I come out the house, okay, and I'm gonna test it. Right, I'm gonna test what they do because they obviously can hear me. Right, so I come out the house, and I got in the car. My car was parked outside, and there was um a person loitering outside, right, with his dog,
Mm-hmm.
right, which is classic,
Yeah, yeah.
right, and he had a picture of two eyes on his on his on his sweatshirt,
Oh, nice.
right, so two eyes, you know, like menacing type of eyes, and I thought to myself, absolutely, yeah, purpery. So yeah, so they're back.
Oh, and they just decided to sort of go, "Hey, we're back, and we're going to terrorize you." It's so horrendous,
Yeah,
isn't it? Uh huh.
yeah, definitely. But what I've bought, um, is some glasses that I can video them with.
Oh, have you?
Now I
Okay.
Yeah, I have. I've bought some AI generated glasses that have got cameras on either side. So that's what I've done.
Can you hear me? Okay, we've got interference. So, and do they work? These cameras?
Um, yeah, they do. They're absolutely brilliant. So on the glasses there's a camera on either side, and you can't see the camera. Now I actually do wear glasses. So, you know, I'm not so blind that I have to wear glasses all the time, if you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean. And um and the playback quality is amazing. So, you know, it's going to be fun, I think.
Wow, crazy, eh? Absolutely
Well,
crazy.
yeah. I mean, I can press a button on them and it just record them. I can press another button on it and it just record their voice.
Thanks.
So So that's going to be useful, I think. But yeah, they've made themselves known.
Well,
You
I
know,
think,
I had a bloke,
yeah.
up close with a belt.
Belt. Oh, God.
Yeah, belt up.
Belt up. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Oh, that sounds frightening. It does. Oh, gosh, it does get frightening, though, doesn't it, eh, girls? Oh,
Well, I mean, it does. I mean, I found another UK target, right? I think she's called Nikki.
okay.
And she was training to be a. I haven't spoken to her, but she was training to be a solicitor.
Oh, well, that would have
And
been
she whistleblower.
short-lived if you're a targeted individual.
Yeah, that would have been difficult, wouldn't it? But
Sorry.
yeah, so that would have been a bit of a bit
You want to be a
bit of a
solicitor?
twist.
You want to be a solicitor? You can forget it if you're a targeted individual. You want to be a dentist? You can forget that as well. Actually, you can just forget having a life. Mm.
Well, she said that, you know, she's actually one of those people that set up something, um, and she's I don't know what nationality is. She's British, but
Mm.
you know, she's a lady. I don't know what her heritage is. You know, she might be Nigerian or Jamaican or something like that.
Okay.
But she's set up a whole thing to support, you know, people from potentially that heritage.
Okay.
And it's got a whole section on targeted individuals.
Mm. Wow.
So that might be something that you want to look into, because you know it's all about empowering. I don't know if it's just women, but it might be.
There.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's tough because there's not actually much you can do to motivate yourself when you're being tortured. So these are the things that I found. It's there's a couple of people who have come with different strategies, like head massages and things. But it's very tricky because it's very bespoke, isn't it? What they do. Do you suffer from the torture?
what, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get tortured. Yeah, I get. It's my feet that are tortured. I think they're trying to tell me something there. You know, they are very clever at sort of like, they kind of like, it's almost like they kick my ass. You know, with you know, something that they're doing to me. Do you know what I mean? Um, like muscle spasms in my backside.
Oh
So
yes.
it's almost like
Oh,
they,
I get those. I used to get those before the real torture
yeah.
of pain, and I thought that was anxiety because I used to get the belt from my dad. Right? I used to get 12 of the best of the belt on my bum, and it was mega hard belting as well. And so whenever I'd get this funny twitches in my bum, I thought it was me being frightened actually, and
Right.
I'd start praying, and I thought it was related to something bad that I'd done. So I'd think, what have I done? That I would get the belt from my dad, and then I'd pray to God about it.
Well, clearly, well, as you know, I'm not. I'm not. Uh, I would certainly say that there is a spiritual war, but as you know, I'm not a religious beast. Do you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
you know, and I've finally understood about this sort of spiritual war thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, grass
That's
is green for
that's
people who
going on.
believe in God or not. Still, grass is green, you know.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, they tell you that the sky was, you know, ice, wouldn't they? They do
It's crazy.
try and make you believe it.
I
You
know.
know. I mean,
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? But at the end of the day, We're just trying to get from one day to the next, aren't we? Eh?
Well, I do think that is the limit of where you live for the day, you live for now because you don't know what tomorrow's gonna kind of bring. There's a sigh of relief when I've actually climbed into bed. You know, there are the sadness that this brings. And you listen to. That the sadness that this brings is that when you've already been through it and you've kind of recovered and it's back.
That's what happened
Do,
to me.
do you know? Yeah, and I know that there's going to be a massive failing somewhere, right? Because when I was targeted before, they just seemed hell bent in trying to get me, you know, in the mental health people. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that's right. I mean, it's set up that way. And so basically, not only you terrorized and tortured, hacked, stalked, listened to with home invasions and raping, and your cars
Yeah,
are
all that.
vandalized,
Yeah.
so you can't earn a living. But also, if you call the police, then they'll make out you're crazy too, and then you'll get dragged off to the mental hospital, and all your neighbours who are doing it will all have a good old giggle. Sick. How are we doing? We've got another guest as well, haven't we? Hello.
Hey,
Hey, how we doing?
oh, just like you said, just trying to get by, man. Every day is a shit show.
It's
Literally.
at least we're laughing. I mean, it's better than I was earlier because I was crying and wanted to kill myself earlier. I just go through the cycles every day the same.
I just wish, and like, no matter what I'm going through, like I say to you all the time, I just wish to leave my youngsters alone, man. My youngsters are being tortured and barbarized every single day that they go to school. Every single day. It never fails. Every day they get off the bus and it's something else.
Yeah.
They realise that they're targeted.
Yeah, they don't stop with them. Like I said, they got off the bus the other day, met them towards the bus stop, walked up to meet them, and they were like getting on with me because like they don't understand like why all this stuff is happening to them and everything. And one of them, his lunch is being stolen from school again. I pack his lunch for school. I pack their lunch for school every day, and kids in their class are stealing their lunches in their lunch bags. Then the other one who went in, he has I don't, you know what kids are like. They have any little boo boo, everything irritates them. So you got a little like skin nail or running skin. And now like you know what you get like skin tears or whatever on the side of your nail there, and he wanted to go in the washroom and run some water over it because it was stinging and stuff. We've had it there all weekend, but he won't let me clip it with the nail clippers. So he wanted to go in and do that, goes in and does that, and guess what? They blame him for clogging the bathroom toilets.
Oh,
So then he had to go to the office. And then apparently they put him in assigned seats on the bus that I didn't know that they were put on assigned seats, which I prefer anyways, because at least that way they're up and away from whatever's going on. But then here I am, like I was telling you, Asa, there on the WhatsApp. I'm trying to contact the teachers to let them know what's going on, and they're blocking my emails.
yeah, they will.
Like, I can't get nothing through. Message block, message block. Then I had to try another email that I made for, like, I got like 1,800 for, like, just for TikTok alone because my account's been banned that much. So I went to try another one, went through to that one. The message that I tried to send to the previous teacher, I had sent it to try to get it sent to her about, I don't know, 7 or 8 times. Come up, message block, message block. Like, I'm just tired of it all. It's bullshit. That's all it is.
Have you taken photographs of this message blocked effort?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So maybe they're blocking your IP address. Have you tried doing this from your son's phone?
No, I've never ever tried it with anything else, only my own device.
That's
But
right.
it
So
seems like this one specific, like it's in. I mean, I don't send many emails out anyways, but I guess do you want to block my communications with schools? We know, well, we all know they're all involved anyways, but
mhm.
it's just, I don't know. I don't know what else to do. And it's to the point, like, you know what I mean? I don't even want to be sending them there. It breaks my freaking heart every day. I cry over it almost every day because my kids are going to school and they're being tortured and they're being blamed for stuff they don't do. They're getting their lunch stolen from them, which they're the eating run of a day. Like, it's just the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah, I was talking about how they would do this to children: is steal the lunches and then isolate them, and then get them into trouble because they'll fight for their lunch, and then they'll be done for nuisance and bad behavior, and then they'll be isolated and put after school, be bullied more.
Well, I mean, they're doing everything. I mean, they've done it to my oldest well, he was going to school for years, so I'm not surprised they're doing it to my two youngest ones now.
How old's your
Like,
oldest?
The thing is
my
that
oldest, he's almost 18.
and
So
that's
he's
only
18,
the
did you
children
say?
you.
My youngest ones, they're twins. They're 10.
Okay. I mean,
And like I
just
said, it's
talking.
constant. Like, I mean, it's just, there's no need of it. And then I got to get up every morning and struggle with them to get up and get ready and go to school. Why would they want to go to school? Why, if you were a kid, would you want to go to school if this stuff is happening to you constantly? No.
What they're doing with my son is that um, is that my son was homeschooled for 10 years by me. I'm a qualified teacher, and and then my ex partner took me to court. Anyway, we ended up having to not put him back into full time education, but to have a thing called EOTAS, which in England is education other than at school. So he was at school but not at school. So he had a package of education but not in a school.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So it involves the community. Now you can see where this is gonna go, can't you?
Mm.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. And so we've had sabotage, definitely. Definite had sabotage from people within the community, and we've lost various things. And me and my son are just like, we just don't know how to salvage it. We're trying,
How
and
old is
we
your
had to,
son?
pardon.
How old is your son?
15.
Okay.
So
So he's
he's
also
almost
he's also
16.
at the age that they can rope him in too, right?
Mhm.
So be careful of that.
What was that? Be careful of what?
He's at the age that they can rope him in, meaning get him involved in what other people are doing to you.
I I mean, the thing is that my son is autistic, so that makes him extremely vulnerable, but he doesn't want anything to do with other people. So that probably means that makes it probably pretty much impossible for him to be
Yeah.
persuaded. um but but the education thing, the people interfering and the obstruction has caused a problem, absolutely.
You
um
know it
you know
is.
it just rocks the boat. So in the end, because they blocked me, he had to speak for himself.
What do you
you
mean
know
they blocked you?
well, in his education, I'm the person that organizes his education with the local authority. so they
Okay.
so they blocked me from putting down what was needed, so he had to speak for himself.
Wow. That's
So
ridiculous.
we've had 6 months of this, right? So clearly, we've got a mother who doesn't give up. So they've revealed themselves. That's what I was saying to Aisha there. They've finally revealed themselves because they haven't got what they wanted.
Well, it's
Yeah.
trying to scare you. It's frightening, it is.
Well, I'm not scared,
Mm.
but you know, the child has got a right to say what he wants,
Mm.
and you know, I had to say that I had to help him write the emails after a long discussion to educate him on what he needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He's nearly 16,
Yeah. No, there isn't.
you know, but he's not able to remember stuff, and you know, he's got autism, he's got ADHD, he's got dyspraxia, so all of that combination makes it difficult. But he's not intelligent. It just means that the journey it takes to get from A to B is like 25 times as long.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to kind of coach. It's like walking through treacle. You know,
Yeah.
so if you've managed to explain 1, 2, and 3 and 4, by the time you get to 20, he's forgotten 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like that.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So you know, it's been really difficult. He understands what is going on, but it takes a long time for it to sink in. So you have to repeat it. Anyway, he hates stuff being repeated, but what I'm saying is that they have finally, they may have been lurking and I didn't notice them. Do you understand me? The number plates were becoming more evident that they were around, but they're actually got up close now. They're actually, you know, intercepting shopping and waiting outside the house now.
Yeah, it's frightening. That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised the police are allowing it to get this
They
far.
follow you everywhere, right?
Fucking frightening. Excuse my French. It's
Well, they had.
hair-raising. It's like
I
a
don't know
horror
if you
film.
heard me say that this morning's little shit show was a bloke that stood outside wearing a t-shirt with 2 eyes on it, a pair of eyes that was sort of slanted. You know what I mean? They were sort of menacing, and with a dog.
Mm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Same with you. It's like if you don't leave your home, they'll just come to you. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's no way around them.
Well, I think that they've made themselves known.
They
You know,
do.
they were.
It's called overt harassment. Then they covert harass you first, where you
Yep.
know I kind of did notice I'm always being there and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not one to believe in coincidences and stuff like that. But that's what they do first. They covert harass you. They get to know you, know stuff about you, your life, who's in your life, who's around you, what you do on your daily basis, what you like, what you dislikes, what gets to you, everything like that. And then they overt harass you. That's when they're in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Yep.
stay in your face then.
Yep, we are back to that. I experienced this in 2007, and then I had 3 years of it. Over 3 years of it, and then I left. I left and moved to another place, and it was less, much less. You know,
I don't think it ever leaves. I mean, it might get a bit less until they gather up more people again, because you know they go through the community or city or wherever you lives and marry you this that and everything and under the sun, and then they gather up their people to do this to you. I mean, you should notice it even with people that around you, really, that live around you.
well, I've kind of been listening. gone onto TikTok and I just put targeted individual in, right? And, you know, that's brought up quite a lot of people, you know,
Mm.
in the UK and obviously in other countries. And it's been, now bearing in mind in 2007, I hadn't really got a clue about this stuff. I don't think it was on the internet that much, really. Not like it is now. You know, there are
No.
more
Yeah, more people are
targets.
coming forward now.
Before you
Pardon?
couldn't talk to anyone. You couldn't find anyone. You couldn't find any information on it. At least now we can talk to each other on TikTok and things.
Well, I mean, in 2007, I knew targets because, as I do you remember me saying that they were like on Yahoo. There was all these groups on Yahoo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they were kind of, you know, part of this underground network that was trying to sort of become more public.
It's a trafficking network. It's a trafficking and a blood drinking satanic cult, basically. But they're more than that. They're quite powerful. This is like the drug cartel.
I don't understand how I could get sucked into this when
Easy. All it takes is someone to take a liking to your face.
what, as a kid?
That's all it takes. And it starts as a young child. Starts as a baby quite often, and sometimes in the womb as well. So they can pick up your high radiant, high frequency.
I think it's got something to do with definitely the police being part of it. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And
100%.
I also think, right now, when I went to university, okay, my specialism was textiles. Okay, textiles and fashion. Okay, right. And then when I you know, met the mental health team, okay, right, and I sat in their office, they had buttons over like the screws and stuff in the room. So I knew that I was being targeted, and they had. I mean, I've just made a visit, right? But they had like a bouncer outside the room that I was in.
Yeah, it's like, okay, can I try and explain it?
Like a gay program.
Look, God showed me it's like a pimp. You've always got a pimp over you. You're basically like a prostitute. Sorry to tell you. Yeah, no, it's like that. And they do come and get your
Really?
knickers. Yes, seriously. They do come and get your knickers and they do wank over them. I'm not joking. All right, I'm not joking.
Well, good luck on that. I'm nearly 60. Oh my
I know,
God.
but it doesn't matter because you're fascinating, right? Okay. And they like the smell of your pussy, right? Seriously, it's sad. So, so they come and get your knickers, right? And they will sit and sniff them and whatever. And you get a pimp, just like a prostitute. And this one watches over you, you know, and he's your sort of pimp guy. And he sells out the ratings and organizes all of the people to break in. And, you know, when they haven't got their fill, they will rape you as well, because sniffing knickers isn't enough all the time for these guys. You know what I mean? Because they're sick. Sorry. It's the truth, though.
I tell you
Well,
what,
I mean,
tell
if
you
they're
what.
breaking in their homes, they're well, okay. That video I posted on TikTok about what they did to my PJ pants. Well, they were in my dirty laundry.
Of course they were.
They were clearly going through. They clearly go through your dirty laundry.
Oh, they love it. And they take bras as well. They've taken bras from me, knickers, all sorts of nice things. Yeah. And scarves. Yeah. Shoes. Some of them have got feet fetishes as well, you know. Yeah, I'm telling you, I know a
But
lot about these
do you
guys.
reckon? I did you say that they're kind of like they like
Perverts. Yes.
no? Well, what I was going to say. No, hold a minute. What I was going to say was, apart from all of that you just described in eloquent detail, right? Is this about sort of like people trafficking?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a part. Human trafficking is a part of this.
It's the same thing. Most of these guys are involved in the holiday lets. They own holiday lets, most of these guys. And if you notice, they've always got big aerials on the properties they manage and whatever. So I was driving around today and I was looking at all the aerials on my street and the streets around my street. I thought, well, I suppose they could just be aerials, TV aerials, right? Then I was driving around. I mean, there was TV aerials on every roof, and there were big effers, big monsters, yeah. And I mean, these are for ham radio and all that. So, and then I was driving around, and I thought, I'll just look at all the roofs on the way. No aerials. I was like, okay, no aerials. So it isn't normal to have aerials on every fucking roof. Excuse my French, right? And that's what they do. When they really become interested, something triggers it, I think, because they've always been monitoring you. And it could be that, like in my case, I really wasn't wearing makeup or really trying to look pretty because I was really studying the Bible and I was with the Lord. And then this ex-boyfriend wanted to come and stay because he was homeless. And on went the makeup. So I thought, well, I can't, see the ex like this. I've got to put my makeup on. And I look very pretty with makeup. Really, I look like a little dolly bird. I look a bit like Goldie Hawn. And so anyway, and I got very big boobs and a very big bum. It's all there. So, and long blonde hair, down to the bum, and blue
So
eyes.
you're pretty female then.
Oh, I'm definitely a girly girl. Yeah, for sure. But I'm quite a tomboy too. I know how to kick ass. So anyway, he came to stay, and the little girly me came back out, and they really liked that. And then they really enjoy it, the attention. They do. I mean, I had the men rubbing me up, trying to touch my tits, my bum. It's sick. It is.
I have to tell you that I had to be rescued. There's a shop, in there was a shop. It's called Lidl. You've heard of that, haven't you?
Oh yes.
Right, Li. Yeah, okay. Right, so it's a shop I think it's a German, shop, but it's in England. Okay, and anyway, I was in there, just getting my stuff, my food, right, and my ex-partner, he was my partner then, right, but he's now my ex and he's now dead. But anyway, at the time, he was coming down to see me, okay, and I was actually ambushed by a bunch of blokes that I had seen driving near my mother's house, right, with a plastic, male bits,
Oh,
but a very
nice.
large one. Yeah. And I actually could not get out the shop, so I had to be helped out the shop by the manager because they were harassing me, like up close.
What do you say? There's a penis chasing me around, I'm a bit frightened.
I mean, you could
Has
recount
anyone
these
got a
stories,
condom
but
big enough for that one?
I
Sorry.
mean, it was rather large, yes, but you couldn't mistake it. That's for sure. Um,
And the worst thing about these guys is their egos, when they get their egos hurt. Because they really think they're something special, right? So if you
I'm
aren't, like,
expecting.
if they flirt with you and
Seriously,
you're not interested, then they get really upset. They really do.
I'm expecting now, since I know what they what they're like now is that I'm just going to give them a run for their money, right?
Or you're going to
So
get some winkle picker boots and give them a kick up the ass.
I don't know, but I think that they need something to work with, don't they?
Oh, yeah, winkle picker boots should do it nicely.
I don't know. Give them some bondage or some strapping.
Oh, I think you should just
for them.
get some handcuffs and strap them to the local gate and get a dog nearby as well. Strap that to the gate. Now say, have a Merry Christmas, you two. Merry Christmas, ho, ho, ho.
Well, yeah, but I think if they're gonna do a bit of streets here, so I could join in.
Yeah, I always say, have you lost your horse? Because I've seen a horse down the road. And then they'll say, what do you mean? I say, are you a cowboy? Because you look like one.
Right.
Your horse is down the road.
Do you know what happened today? Right. There's something else that happened today. Right. So I was driving down the street. Okay. And my son had just been to the gym. Right. And we come out. Right. I was in my car. Right. And a car approaches me. Right. With one headlight.
Yeah,
That's common.
Right. Okay. So
I call them the 1 headlight wonders.
Yep. So I decided that he wasn't allowed to pass.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I just sat there.
Okay.
Right. And then I sort of like, pulled in slightly. So we were pretty close. And I ran down my window and he ran down his window. And I said to him, do you know that there's something wrong with your car? And he said, it's not my car.
I should start doing that.
Right.
You need to go get your headlight replaced, bro. Actually, no, flick the switch. It'll come back on.
Well, I think today that they decided that they were up close, so I thought I'd join them. So I said to him that there's something wrong with your car, and he said, "No, it's not my car." And I said, "Well, you've only got one light." One light.
You know what they do? It's a switch.
Yeah.
It's literally a switch in their dash. I've witnessed it myself. It's a switch in their dash. They just do it to us just to show us that they're harassing us. And then when they drive by, I've caught them a few times. They'll flick whatever switch it is, and then all their lights comes back on again.
So these cars are modified, are they?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I said to my son was sitting in the car, right, and you could see him sort of like, he was thinking, excuse, what the hell, mother? But I don't think he actually meant it as nice as that, right? But he could see this interaction that looked totally abnormal, and I thought I'd better rein it in, actually, and and I just said to the guy, you need to sort your car out, and he was convinced that it wasn't his car, right? And I said to my son, look, I'm not being funny. I said that you've really got to watch out for the people that hang about outside our house, right? And keep an eye out. And this was on the way home, right? And I said to him, and one of the other things that happens is that they use one headlight, right?
Yeah.
One headlight, and we must have seen about 3 others coming
Yes,
down.
they will. They'll do it. See, this
Yeah.
is where they're trying to discredit us. And if we post pictures of videos and be like, "Oh, it's just this person got the headlight blown. It's blown in their vehicle." What when there's like a dozen of them passing you when you're out on the go? Yeah, they all got their headlights blown. But
You
you
know what?
fix the switch afterwards.
It makes me wonder. I don't know if you know Sting, that sings in the songs, and he goes, "Roxanne, you don't have to switch on the red light." Yeah, you could do something like that,
No.
couldn't you?
And they also, you gotta watch out for too, ants. They also weaponize their headlights, so you'll get the ones with the brights. If you're driving they'll do it during the day too. You'll know what vehicles that they are. They'll have the brights shine on you. That's weaponization. They're weaponizing you.
Well, you see, I just think
Buy
that
buy the orange glasses. You can get glasses on Amazon for it to block it out so it doesn't affect you. They're orange tinted glasses.
yeah, I've seen them. I might do that, but I'm gonna play with my AI enhanced um recording glasses.
I think I want to
Well,
get some of
I
those.
get. They follows us around everywhere with them by. They're in the stores with them on, and it's no good to say you can't spot them out anywhere because those AI glasses are that huge and that thick. It takes up their entire faces.
Well, I mean, I tried to catch them right in 2007. Okay, right, but I think I've got a better chance now, don't you?
Oh yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
also, you can buy these laser weapons now yourself. You know that, Dave.
We laser weapons in their eyes.
Yeah, but well, I was thinking about getting some laser weapons and and getting rid of the aerials that they use to point at my house.
Have you seen videos on TikTok? I haven't tried it myself, but everybody tells me to get on. It's these laser lights, and then you put plugs them in, turns them on,
Yeah,
and puts them in rooms in your house. It's supposed to stop the stuff that they're shooting towards you and inside your home.
yeah, it
It
does work.
disrupts the frequency.
Yeah, when I had I had the neighbors pointing their lights out of their lounges and kitchens and stuff, and out of one of the kids' rooms. So I just got a laser eye and just started waving it around. And if anyone said anything, oh, it's a cat toy. That one. You want to play? We can all play dumb, can't we? Eh? Mm.
Well, they're playing dumb, which they're not playing very dumb very well. But you know,
Yeah.
I
Well, we can
think
all play dumb.
I think that my next stunt, I won't have my son in the car because I think if the floor could open up, it would have done. But you know, I will just, you know, he doesn't go out with me that much anyway, so that's okay. Do you know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
know, I've got time to play on my own with them. You know,
She's got the giggles now. That's better.
well, what else can you do? I mean,
Oh,
you know, it's so depressing, isn't it?
it's
it
awful.
is. It is.
Did you see my video today? And it was called
No.
Robbed. It's called Robbed. And it took me about 7 attempts to get it on to TikTok. It wouldn't let me put it on there because it kept saying that I'd violated the community guidelines. Why did I violate the community guidelines? Or did the people who have robbed me violate your stupid fucking community guidelines? Or it was the people who robbed me, actually, you know? I think you're a bit dumb, TikTok, sometimes, eh? You know? Someone maybe should go over with a big hammer and smack you in the head, TikTok. You know? Oh,
I
dear.
mean,
Oh
people
dear,
like
I
I don't
don't
know the
know.
way these people like I don't know. I just go around, I'm out around, and I just look at these people, man. I'm just like, where am I to? I don't want to be on this planet anymore. I'm just done.
Well,
I don't feel like that. I have to say, I think the second time round, I'm going to have a bit of fun with them, right?
Until you starts getting getting attacked, tortured physically, then
yeah,
you'll sing a
yeah.
different tune like the rest of
Yeah, you'll be
us.
sleeping all day. You'll be so damn exhausted like me, you know, asleep
No,
all day.
I have to confess. Do you know what I used to do? Right, I used to earmark those that were perping me, right? And when my son was really little, like when he was like, I don't know, about a year old, might have been about 18 months old. Okay, so I actually, because my town's really small, right? So I would actually identify the twat that was, you know, pissing me off. Okay, so so what I used to do was that I printed out a load of skulls, you know, skull and bones, right, right, and I used to go and put 4 or 5 of them on their windscreen, right, with glue.
What glue? I love it.
Famous Erebus and dead bodies in a row.
Right, so that when they used to use super glue, so they couldn't get it off.
Nice.
Right, and then there was a couple of people that really pissed me off. Okay, and they used to put dog shit through my window, through my front door. Okay, like through the letterbox.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
right. So what I used to do was I used to go up to his car, when it was like dark night, and just like use a plastic bag and put shit all over his door handle of his car. I mean, I was pretty brave, I think.
You're very brave. I promise you, this show is not pre-recorded.
It's not.
It's not pre-recorded. It's pretty original.
TikTok records it.
But
You could get a blow-up doll. And next time you could say, you got the wrong person. This is your lady. Do you want to take her home? She's got knickers on today. They're not my knickers, but they're just as good, promise.
well, I mean, you have to.
Hey, do you wonder when they comes in our own, like when they fizzles around? I mean, like Aisha said, I've just seen her in her underwear. They probably picks them up and takes a big old sniff.
Well, what they do with mine is the men wear them. They wear them and then they stretch one side so that one of the legs is as wide as my waist. Yeah, they do that on purpose. So I know they sniff my knickers. So they got my knickers, they swap them. Oh, well, they go and wear them because these are perverts, aren't they? They want to be a woman or something.
And we don't put them on the line, do you?
No, they come in the house, dear.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you've said that. I know that you've said that. Yeah, sure.
They come in the house and they go through the laundry. I've got loads of knickers missing. Honestly, it's ridiculous. I have to buy knickers all the time.
I'll tell you what.
I wear the old-fashioned granny knickers, the full-length side ones, like the girl of what's her name, Bridget Jones. I wear the same knickers as her. I like big, fat, long knickers, like granny knickers. I like those. Don't like G-strings or anything like that. I like big, fat knickers. Yeah.
So, like waisted ones, right up.
Right up to the waist, yeah. As big as knickers as I can buy.
TikTok shop's quite good for that.
They're not ladylike. They're granny knickers, Because I'm celibate to the Lord, and I don't want to look attractive to anyone that way,
Okay, but no, I mean, do you not, do you not feel that you need to do something to them? Do you understand me?
Oh, I know. I did say about having some cooking oil handy, and you could just slip it down the side. Then they could go slip sliding away, if they get a bit too close. That's what I thought. Oh, I can hear your boys. So, yeah, I mean, but the best is not to get angry. But I have been frightened.
I've never got angry.
I have been frightened, and that's where I do get cross. Because I think, well, this is just getting a bit hair raising.
I just think that if somebody is brave enough to come into my space and do what they did, do you understand me? And that was like in the early days. I mean, God, I was about 40. I'm nearly 60 now. I wouldn't do it now. Do you know what I mean? But Thank God you don't know my name. No. But there you go. But I wouldn't say that I would do something illegal, do you know what I mean? But I would play with them.
I always have a nail or a big screw handy, go in the eye nicely all the year if I had to defend myself.
Oh no, you can't do that.
No, if I
No.
had to defend myself, because these guys can get dangerous as far as I'm concerned.
Oh,
They're hiring,
definitely.
they're
I
hiring
do not
criminals, you know.
believe. I do not believe when they says they won't physically harm you. No, they will physically harm you.
I do think
Try
they
to
will.
fucking kill you.
Yeah.
See, where I used to live, which was like, you know, not far from the middle of England, like the Wales area, right, and sort of that kind of area, sort of Wolverhampton type area, Middle England, and I've seen quite a lot of what I would say. Now that's really hard to prove, isn't it? You know, when you actually describe it, so kind of take my word for it. I've actually seen accidents, right, and I've seen you know, kind of big pile-ups, and you know, people have had that sort of, you know, that people drove past it and they didn't wait for the police, they were just still driving past it. Do you understand me? Right, I've seen but that's not so obvious, but I've had, like when I used to go on the road to where I was going, which was the only road that you could take, if that makes sense, to anywhere in civilized built up areas, because it was rural wherever I lived, and I would find a whole trail of dead things
Ooh.
just dropped on the road.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Right, so it's things like, you know, hedgehogs, pheasants, other birds, but they were all in one occurrence, one trip, and they were just dropped, you know, like badgers and things. And then when I got to the place where I was going, okay, which was the middle of a town, I actually watched a van run a girl over.
Oh God, that sounds awful.
Right. Yeah, so I think that was staged, and you could see, but it was real, if that makes sense. And the girl left an impression. She was on a you know, a double, like, what do you call it, a crossing, you know, black and white crossing, and she was hit by a van, and you could see that there was this great big dent, a head shaped dent in his windscreen, and that was the same trip. So is that what you have ever seen or heard of or described by other TIs? Because I've like been sitting on a park bench and I've had a car come up to me and somebody get out and just wait by the door, like with his hands behind his back, like expecting me to get in.
Oh, I've had my friend who was rammed between a vehicle and a wall, and she was just disabled, and she was pretty much left for dead. And she lived in her van after that for 2 years. Yeah, by the same people who are doing this to us. That's why I carry usually a knife. I have only a small knife, you know, for cutting paper. You know, it's like a paper knife thing. It's a scalpel blade, basically. It's one you fold up, and I use it for the window tinting. I always keep those in my bag. They're very handy for all sorts of things, and I also keep a big pen, because they're also very handy. Are big pens, or nails and screws, big long ones, very handy. You do a lot of damage with a nail or a screw.
You'll get arrested.
Well, no, you can't be arrested for carrying screws and nails around.
No, but knives you might.
No, this is it's a little tiny one. It's about 2 inches long, and it's just used for it's a scalpel blade, and I just use it for the
minute you try something or they think you're about to try something, they got the police on standby, my dear.
Oh,
They're
that's all right.
waiting. They're waiting. They're waiting to lock you up.
Oh, well, that's all right. They can, put all my tampons and all that in the cupboard as well as the little screws. For fuck's sake, get a grip, isn't it? Wake up.
No,
I'm
but
tired of it.
seriously, the things that I've described to you, okay, now were part of my targeting,
Yeah.
okay, right, and that
A lot of
that
what you're describing, to me sounds like street theater.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was a lot of street theatre, a lot, and I do you remember you laughed when I said that I used to get on the bus, right, and they used to try and repeat stuff, and
They will. They'll repeat. Like, okay, this is what you gotta understand. They are watching and listening to us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 364 days a year. They know everything we're doing. They know conversations that's going on in our home. They know conversations
well,
whether we're driving in our car and everything. They'll mock you.
I'm looking
They'll have
forward to tomorrow.
conversations. They're having
I'm
conversations.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow then.
Why?
Right? Because tomorrow I've got to go out, okay, and I've got to go to the pharmacy, okay. So it's
Don't line the pharmacy up. Make you wait forever before
no,
you can see.
I had a very interesting situation the other day, right? Now I had to go and get my meds, right? Okay, and I know that if I instigate something, right, if I actually say I want something, that's when I get, the technical word is perped. Yeah. Okay. So I went along and I parked and I was boxed in. I may have partially explained this to you. I was boxed in by, a vehicle with a number plate that said move. And then I had another number plate on the other side. I can't remember what it said. Right. But anyway, I went into the pharmacy and I said that, I wanted to collect my medication and I watched this woman fumble around in a box. Okay. Right. And she said she couldn't find it. Okay, right. And this is where being deaf is really useful. Right,
Well, I guess the noise campaigns don't work on you.
right. This is where deafness is really, really useful because this shop is really small, right? And I could see she was taking a piss, right? Seriously taking a piss. Okay, and I said to her, "Has her box got a basement?" Okay, and I didn't kind of, like when you're deaf, you can shout, right? Okay, so I decided to kind of increase the volume slightly, right? And there was about five other people sitting waiting for their meds. Okay, right, and then this woman started trying to sort of like over explain about where my meds are gone. Okay, but anyway, to cut long story short, okay, I ended up being taken into this little cupboard. Okay, so that I could make a complaint about the woman who was digging about in a box. Okay, but she said other things, and I was like,
What was she thinking about in the box?
well, because apparently my medication was lost in a box. Okay,
Good
They're just
God.
pretending that. That's just what they do. I'm
but I
telling
just,
you.
I just proceeded to psychologically flip, right? To flip to flip the situation. So she ended up having to apologise to me, even though she hurt me.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but that's fake too. That's more street theater. Like they don't care. They're playing it. They're playing a script.
yeah, sure, but absolutely. But I'm not sure if the pharmacist caught on. I don't know if he was part of it. I don't know, but he took me to
They
his little
are.
cupboard. Right, he took me to his little cupboard. Right, and I just complained. Okay, and anyway, you could see that he really didn't have much to say because because I was exactly right and flipped the whole situation. And they said they hadn't got my medication, blah blah blah, right? And then an hour later, my medication miraculously appeared, all of it,
Wow.
and I got all of it, and I've never had a problem since.
Must have dug that out of the bullshit counter that you exposed.
Well, I exposed them. Twats.
Well, it's all about
So,
reaction too, right? They're testing you for your reactions on everything that is done to you. So everything that gets done to us is about see how we react to every situation that gets put in front of us.
But they want you to get
well,
angry.
Yeah,
I
that's what I
didn't.
mean. Reaction.
I was actually laughing at them.
Good. That's very good.
But I think, but that's, by the end of like 2007, and when it all began, I hadn't got a clue. Like seriously, I'd not got a clue. By about 2010, I'd wised up a bit, a lot. Okay, still couldn't get my head around it, and it was only Grace the other day that blew me away with the fact that I was marked.
Yeah, it made sense the way she put it.
It made
Well, that's what you are. Like, I mean, we are all marked, right? So no matter what we does or we goes and does, it's these people, especially if it's like pharmacies, doctor's appointments, even stores that we go to often. These people are warned about us,
well.
right?
Can I tell you about my
Before we go
GP?
there to stage stuff.
Do you know what they did? My GP, right? Right. Every time I went in, right, I've got blood pressure issues, right? Okay, I'm not surprised really, right? And so they used to anything I had, they inverted it. They turned it upside down. Right. So for example, I went into the hospital to have my blood pressure taken. Okay, and it was 66 over something. Sorry, 166 over something. I'd be dead if it was 66. Right. And anyway, right. And then this woman wrote to the GP, right, and said it was 160. Right. I mean, in fact, it was 166. So they flipped the
Yeah,
information.
yeah.
Okay. And then they wrote that the very next, I could see it on this GP's face. She had this kind of like hostile look. Okay, but she wrote in my medical notes that I had a blood pressure of 105 over 102. I'd be dead if I had that.
They alter our medical files too, right? So like, what we even goes there for is probably not even wrote. The correct thing is probably not even wrote down in our medical files.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm totally surrounded by these knobheads. Excuse me.
I am too.
So I think now
They
that they've
take us
made
into what's
themselves.
off this planet for, because it's like living in the twilight zone every day.
Yeah, well, exactly. But I think it's time for me to revert back to. I'm very lucky. I've got a 15-year-old. I can leave him here on his own. Do you know what I mean? I might take some
Yeah.
night walks. Do you know what I mean? Wink, wink.
Well, I always says that. I says I'm gonna. I feels like going for a walk now. It's dark. Go out and play chicken.
Uh, but I
See,
think
see,
it's I
the,
think
the
it's about
army, the
time.
army threatens to knock me down or tries to knock me down or puts like some plates saying they're going with hit roll at them and everything else. Then I might just go out one night and just play chicken. See if they'll
Uh,
actually do it.
I I've had situations whereby, now this is a weird one, right? I've walked under street lamps and they've turned off and then turned on.
What? Your the street lights?
Yep,
They can alter all that stuff.
yep. I've had all sorts of weird shit.
I told you, it's living in the Twilight Zone. You ever watched the show?
No, I don't know. I don't. Definitely feel like it's the Truman Show. That's for
Oh,
sure.
it's the Truman Show, 100%.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Well, but
I
just
s-
soon at me crippled, so I won't be able to do anything. They're trying to paralyze me. I'm here
I'm
laughing
looking.
about it, but I shouldn't be laughing about it because it's facts.
Well, it really is horrible, isn't it? But I mean, you kind of have to have a laugh if you feel
It's
you
either
can.
laugh or cry.
Well, exactly. I mean,
It goes
I
from
think,
one extreme to the other.
yeah, I mean, I think the bonus for me is that I'm deaf, so I don't, I don't have, I don't have that sort of spiritual attack element. Does that make sense? You know, where I can
Do
hear
you
what,
get ringing in your ears and stuff?
I only get a hissing in my head. That's all.
Because the rest
I
of
don't,
us all gets the ringing in our ears and the popcorn, like almost sounds like this popcorn popping in your ears and stuff.
no, I don't get that. I might get it later though. Okay.
Well, they're full on tag me, trust me. You want to know about any symptoms you get? Hit me up because I'm like their hardcore target there.
I mean, I'm absolutely sure that you know they've tried all sorts of things. I've been, I've had all sorts. I've been locked out of a hotel. Right, I went and like put my luggage in a hotel room. Right, I got locked out. Don't know why. There must have been a perp. Right, and then spent the
Or to
whole
change
night.
their card key.
Yeah, I spent the whole night outside, and it was
Oh my
February.
god.
Right, and then and the little town that I was in had like, best way I can describe it is like a one-way system, right? And it was really small one-way system, so there might have been a sort of like 10 houses on it. So you know, you could see the car come back round the one-way system within sort of like 20 seconds. All right,
Yeah.
okay, and I sat one night, you know, having been knocked out of the hotel, and I just sat and I just watched these people drive round and round that one-way system,
Well, they
right?
don't stop. They don't ever stop watching you. There's
Right.
all kinds of forms of being watched. I mean, you got people parked in your normal general area watching your home all the time. You got
But
people moving around
don't you
you.
think that that was so obvious that
Well, this
that
is
was
what
like,
is called. This is when you get to the stage of overt harassment. They're not trying to hide it anymore.
no, but this really
They
was,
want you to know.
they they really wanted me gone, I think so.
When they do it
Um,
covertly at the beginning, it's just like you'll see a scatter incident here and there. I noticed that. Like you'll notice, scatter vehicle parked in your area you lives in. They're just sat there in the car, not getting out, not going anywhere, or you'll start seeing random people here and there walking with their dog that never generally walk your street. Like it's just that's covertly harassing you there. And a lot of people don't catch on at that point until they overtly harass you. Because when they overtly harass you, it's in your face.
oh yeah,
They
this was in my
want you to
face.
know. They want you to
So
know at all times that you're being watched, you're being monitored, you're being stalked, you're being everything, right?
right, but I do not, you know, I say this, but I don't want them to do this to my son.
Well, like I said, I'm already at that stage. Like, I beat myself up over it and blame my own self for it because I'm their mom and I'm the target. But they will, they will. Anybody you loves and cares about, they will.
What do? You got, you got
There's
a
nothing
child
you
that's.
can do. Like, I mean, I can't do anything that's being. I mean, you can communicate like with me with the schools and all this kind of stuff, but like, what's it gonna do if they're all involved in it? It's like, you know, talking to the
Yeah,
wall, really, because it's talking to deaf ears, not making fun of you because you're deaf, but you know what I mean? That's what it's like. It's everybody knows, and they just act like they don't know.
It's a big
I
secret.
mean, do you think that other people are mind controlled? Do you know what I mean? They don't know they're doing it.
I
I
have
think,
some
I
are.
think some are, yeah, I think some are, but I think most of them are either bribed into doing it, or there's a reason why they're doing it. Like they could have something on those people themselves and saying, "Listen here, you got to do this to this person, or this is going to happen to you." Or they're paid off, and then it's like I said to you, it's the smear campaigns, and you know.
Yeah,
This is all part. This is people with money, right? Like they say, money talks.
It is.
I just don't. I still don't get why they would do that extent to some harmless, law-abiding
Well, I don't
criminal.
know if you guys follows him or not. I forget. He keeps getting banned too. He's Canadian like myself. He's like trying to get stuff brought forward and get people to protest on all this crap and everything. And they gave him a heart attack the other day.
He had a heart attack.
Just Yep, I just seen on his TikTok a couple days ago. He's home recovering from an heart attack.
Oh God.
And I've been seeing that a lot lately. So be aware because they hit me in my heart all the time too and give me pains in my heart. It's one of the areas, right? It's one of the areas that they go after. And I mean, with this stuff, that's the way it's made to look. So if we do drop down, if we die, we're not going to die, say someone's going to murder us or whatever. Well, I'm not saying that they wouldn't do it now, but they're going to do it in a way that you're being hit with this shit that it looks like it's natural causes.
Yeah.
Well,
Right?
I've been like, because I've got high blood pressure, they can't bring it down, right? And I've been offered like, a heart check, and I thought to myself, I don't really want to give them the information. Do you understand me? Right?
Yeah, well,
I don't.
from
I don't.
what I heard, they already knows all this stuff about us. Like they knows everything about our bodies and stuff. I mean, our DNA is in a system, so why do you think they do all this and target us and does all this shit to us?
I knew targets, right? Knew because they're dead now, right? I knew targets that lost their hair,
Yeah.
I
right?
do. I do.
And
I
their
loses
teeth.
mine all the time. It comes out in handfuls.
I know someone with alopecia,
And
and I'm sure that she's
you'll
a
have teeth
target.
issues. You'll have teeth issues too. They
Mm.
gave me 2 jaw infections in the last 6 months. Abscess on my gums, everything. Then I went to the merge about it and they made me wait 12 hours. With my face
Ridiculous.
all swollen up that was going up to my head and down all the way halfway down my neck. Cause you know what
It's
they does?
terrible.
They make you grind your teeth when you're sleeping.
Well, I do that. I've got a thing called TMJ,
Well, if you
right?
got any health issues, from what I heard, and I was talking to a few other targets with this stuff, you got any to see they illegally pertain our medical records, right? From whatever doctors we see or have seen over the years. So they already know what health issues we have. So if
Oh,
you have
absolutely.
any and you're diagnosed with anything, they're going to hit those areas harder.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Right? They're gonna come after those areas of your body harder because they're your weak spots.
See, you're right. You see, the thing is that I actually do sometimes wonder if I am really deaf.
Well, it did. You look it up. I've posted some stuff. I don't know if it's on my TikTok right now, because I mean, like I said to you, this is my 13 account. They keeps banning me because I'm posting shit all the time and everything, and what's being done to me. I ain't gonna shut up. They ain't gonna make me shut up until they actually kills me. But like, there's one I posted there a while back, shows all the symptoms from the EMF and stuff, and the dues. And that's one.
Right.
That's one of the things listed there is hearing loss.
Well, I mean, just see what I'm saying. I don't know if it's false or not, or if it's just mimicked, right? You know, that's just what they've done. You know, done to us. I don't know, but you know, I've seriously, I could tell you a whole range of things that have happened to me, and you know, they are bizarre, seriously bizarre. And I think that I was hit hard, seriously hard, and I actually believe
I think once they
that they would
realize
hurt.
it's like the other tactics they use on us that's not really working and we're not crashing out over it, because that's what they want us to do. They want us to crash out, because if we crash out, they're either going to throw us in jail or they're going to throw us in a mental institution and try to get us kept in either place. So if you're not crashing out from the tactics, I think that's when they brings in the physical stuff, like the
Yeah,
dude, the EMF, and all this stuff
I mean,
to try to get you that way, right?
I
Break you
take
down that way.
yeah, I take medication at night to knock me out because otherwise I wouldn't sleep.
And
Well, that's where they're sleep depriving you. That's a part. That's a part of the program too. They sleep deprive you because
Yeah,
it breaks your body down physically and mentally.
yeah, I don't get that anymore because I take some the meds just knocks me out, so it's not a problem.
do you
You
have
know, it
aching
That's
begins with
body
what.
though?
pardon,
Do you have an aching body?
an aging body.
No,
Yeah,
aching.
Aching,
Aching body.
aching. Like your
yeah, I've
body's
got
always hurting.
I have a whole range of diagnoses. I've got 17 of them.
Okay. So,
Okay, so I've got a thing called hypermobility, which in in old English they would call it double jointed,
Yep.
right? So I'm incredibly bendy, right?
okay.
So my joints subluxe, they fall out of their joints,
Okay.
right? So shoulders and hips and knees don't stay in their joints; they plop out. It's very painful, right?
I can
Um,
imagine that it is.
pardon?
I said I can only imagine that it is.
Mm.
Well, it is. Walking's hard, and then I've got a prolapsed disc in my back, so I've got what they call an S1. I think it's an L5 prolapse. So it means that my spine is compromised. You know, my spinal cord is compromised, basically. Right.
Have you even thought about it? It is because of this targeting.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me.
They're doing the
It
back
wouldn't
thing at the
surprise.
moment, if I can
Yeah,
just
the
say,
back
Anne.
thing,
So,
the
like,
bed.
the what I've got is in the bed. If I can't get the stuff off, then it feels like they're operating on my back while I'm
Yeah.
sleeping. And it feels like they're removing and taking the ligaments apart. And it's very painful.
Yeah.
And then when I wake up, I can't walk properly and I can't stand up. My back's sore.
Yeah.
And it feels like
I
it's
would, I would,
fractured.
I would advise anybody who's a target to, obviously it depends on your GP, but I would advise you to, get as many ailments as you can. Does that make sense? Right. So I've recently acquired another one, which is fibromyalgia.
Yeah, see, that's all diagnosis and be from this stuff.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's fibro is kind of what they call
It's
neuropathic pain. So
exactly.
so basically your nerve endings feel like they're on fire,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And you have it all over your body. Okay.
Well, I mean,
And
that's what I experience is that now since my targeting, like my skin's on fire all the time.
yeah. So I I think that, I it wouldn't surprise me if it's either just trauma. Some of it isn't, obviously, but some of it must be trauma based, and it's just eventually come out via, your sort of, is it your pineal gland, because it's being shot at. You're under stress all the time,
Yeah,
and
your nervous system is broke down.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
their
it's
end
breaking.
goal.
That's right. So
Break your nervous system down in your body.
yep, it's breaking. That's right. So what happens is that um, I was telling my son that that we've reached a stage, and he wasn't really interested, but he was quite concerned, and he told me to go to bed, so I did, and I've reached the stage where obviously the targeting, it's resurfaced, and so my backside's gone.
What do you mean, like hurts?
Oh, I've got severe diarrhea all the time.
Oh, I have problems holding that
Oh,
in.
it
I,
I've got
that's a part of it. They
it's
target your
it's
stomach.
also it's also because of all the stress of it, because I can't hold poo in sometimes, and I just have accidents, and because it's just there's too much going on, and I get frightened as well. When I get frightened, I wee myself as well. So you just get used
yeah,
to
but
it.
it's to be expected, because
See, they go
it's
after every area of your body, right? I mean, your body. Like I've been trying to understand it and do more research on it my own self. I mean, this is all operated through CIA, right? Like, I mean, there's nothing these people can't do.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's
even
quite
their
shocking.
technology is 20 years past what we would even imagine it being.
Well, they must be using a different system to what we know. Like
Well, you don't see, like, you don't, wherever you're to, like someone was saying to me earlier, don't matter your moves if you're being hit with these, I hate seeing call it weapons or whatever you want to call it, you're hit with this stuff. If, if you're already being hit with them, like say dudes, don't matter where you moves, you're still going to get hit with these dudes. Yes,
we
they can
can't
come
run
in
from
like
it.
Aisha said, and come in and alter your house to make it, to make your tax to be heard or worse and stuff like that. But in all reality, once your DNA is in this system, they can do anything. Do you guys have issues with like I don't know what I would call it, dropping things all the time?
Dropping.
Like have anything in your hands, like anything. Like I could be going around the house or out around it in public or whatever. I mean, I got full control of something in my hands, and then all of a sudden, like my fingers are just let go, and I didn't do it, and it just followed in my hands, go flying in your hands.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I get all sorts of stuff, like body stuff.
It's
But
odd.
they've
It's very odd. And you are right, Wisdom Kingdom. Freemasons are 100% involved.
do you know
AI
do,
too.
do, right, do you know what I did once? Okay, right. My son needed to be assessed for something, right? And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to contact the Freemasons and ask them for some money,
Oh my god. Free. You're gonna contact the people that are targeting you.
right? And do you know what they said?
What?
No.
Oh.
They're the ones
Right.
doing it. They're part of the
I know
ones that's
that. I
doing it.
know. I know they are, but there's nothing bad about facing them, is there?
I think
I
all
think
they want us to do is just beg them, go out on our hands and knees and beg for mercy.
I
right? To give
think
them more power.
that you'll have learnt something about me this evening. That you pick knock me off, right? And um, I will chase them.
You know what? I used to do that when the first when I'm with me. And everybody used to be like, Skinny, you can't go following them around. You can't go chasing them. They're going to kill you. It's like, fuck it.
But no,
If they're going to kill
seriously,
me, they're going to kill me anyways.
well, I just, why, that over the last couple of days, there has been elements of moments of fear. Does that make sense? Like,
Well, you know what they do? And this is facts. They induce these things on us, right? Like, I mean, I've noticed it too. Like, you'd be perfectly fine, and then in your house, and then all of a sudden you're anxious as hell, and you don't
yeah,
know why you're anxious. And the same thing with fear, and it's every emotion, right? They have our brain mapped out, so like they can do whatever the frig they wants to us, physically and mentally.
I think I mean, I've had people say to me,
Just try. I know it's hard. I try to do it myself too. Just try to make yourself believe, which is the truth, that it's being induced on you. It's not your real feelings. I mean, it's still hard to deal with and still hard to cope with, but you gotta realize what you're feeling at that moment is not really what you would be feeling, it's what they're making you feel.
well, yes, I was going to say it's totally induced. Of course,
Yes.
it's manipulation of your emotions and yourself.
Yes.
You
And
know,
they'll get there and they'll put thoughts in your head or intrusive thoughts or anything like this is how diabolical this stuff is. People don't realize how diabolical it is.
it's quite shocking, isn't it? Really,
It is. It is.
it makes
And I
you, it
mean, look,
makes you,
same
it make,
same thing with the sleep deprivation and shit. It's like I said, it's to wear and tear down your body physically and mentally. See, then they're open that they'll get some sort of reaction from you from the torture that they're putting you through 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that they're open that if you are sleep deprived, your body's not functioning properly. So mentally, they're open, it's going to throw you off.
yeah, I get with that. We had a target, right, in the UK, right, and his name is Darim Daoud, right.
Yeah.
And his family didn't believe that he was targeted. They just saw him as mentally ill, and they kept, not his family, but he was being targeted, and he was kept awake for a week. Couldn't
Yeah.
sleep,
Summer,
right?
this summer past, they were doing it hardcore to me. Like every single night. I was lucky if I was able to get sleep by 4 or 5 a.m. Then when they do let you go to sleep, it's just very
Yeah,
short periods of time and they're waking you up.
yeah, yeah. I can understand that, but he made videos and put them on YouTube, I think, and he ended up, he was like so knocked off about what he was getting, physical stuff, the over sort of stalking, all that kind of stuff, and the lack of sleep. And he threw himself off a bridge, and
Oh my
he was
god.
he was decapitated.
So he was a target.
Yep. And my ex-partner, um, who said he was the UK contact for targeted individuals, decided to attend his what would you call it? Coroner. A coroner's, like, he wanted to represent. He wanted to represent the guy's views and stuff, even though he was obviously dead. And he wasn't allowed to. He wasn't allowed to represent his views in a coroner
They
setting.
say. I don't know what the truth of it is or whatever, but they say, a lot of us, there's life insurance policies on us, either by family or these people or whatever. So when we die, it's cha-ching, cash out, right?
What, when we kick the bucket, they get money?
Yes, yes.
It's evil.
Yep. But see, they're not the ones that are, well, yes, they're pushing you for your death, but they're trying to push you to do your death.
Yeah, I get that. So it's self-inflicted, but that is the modus operandi. Is that they use you as the hammer. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yes,
but
The
if
yes.
you
one.
if you announce that you're being targeted and that you can't cope and that you're going to kill yourself because of it, then that is murder. That's the difference.
Well, I've been seeing more and more posts of that here lately, and it's heartbreaking. Like my other friends that are posting, like, "Oh, if something happens to me, it's because of these people that they took me out and stuff like that." Just putting it out there so people know. But honestly, I don't even think it matters because it'll be just brushed under the rug and another body gone.
Right.
That's my
So
opinion
this.
on it. Like, that's my opinion on it all. I mean, is that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to push you to suicide.
I don't think. I don't think that can happen because.
Well, there's a lot of them that have because a lot of them can't take it anymore. Can't take the physical harassment from basically everybody around them to being tortured in their homes with this crap that they torture you with, to psychological torture, to sleep deprivation, to it all. Like a lot of people just aren't strong enough to keep going and putting up with it.
No, no, but I mean, I have to say that it did make me feel down a bit. But I think knowing that there are, when I went around, had a look around TikTok, and there's quite a few of us, and I thought, well, they're still standing.
Well, when I first
Okay.
came out, I'm gonna tell you, when I first came out and I realized it was happening to me, I was like what you said. There was no videos. There wasn't nobody posting about it. It just seems like the last few years it's just blown up big time, and people are coming forward about it. And I mean, I got on TikTok one day, and my original TikTok before all these TikTok bans I got was just about like life stuff, posting videos and pictures of my children, stuff we were doing, everything
Sure.
else. And it was like they wanted me to know because I was scrolling through TikTok and then all of a sudden I just seen this video about targeting and gang stalking. And I just watched it and I was like, holy shit, this is what I'm going through. This is my
Yep.
life. And then I just went down the rabbit hole and I done the research and I got on Google, I got on YouTube, I got on this and that and start like, seeing what all this was all about because that's the way to make it seem like it's to make you feel like you're going crazy.
Um. Yeah. Absolutely.
They want you to
Absolutely.
feel
But
like you're going crazy, right? They're doing all this stuff to you when they knows they're doing it to you, but they want you to feel like you're alone and you're losing your mind and you're going crazy and you just think all this
yeah.
stuff is happening to you.
Right. You see, I mean, this evening, I'll give you an example. Right. I was talking to somebody about a teacher, right,
Yeah,
and that we had to move this teacher to another day, right?
yeah.
And then in 10 minutes, I had a text message from this teacher saying that they weren't gonna be in the lesson on Wednesday because they had norovirus and they had diarrhea, right?
In ten
So
minutes.
pardon?
I said in 10 minutes.
Yeah, within minutes. And I'd said to my son that that I'd got bum problems, that was prevalent at the moment. I said probably the stress that I'm under, right? And then within minutes, I got this message from from the teacher that I just mentioned, right? So
Yeah.
either the person that I was speaking to on the phone organised that after I got off the phone, or the interaction, because obviously people can hear me down the telephone. I've heard them clicks and
Yeah, you'll get
breathing.
clicks, you'll get breathing. Sometimes I've even
Oh
heard,
yeah,
I've been on
right.
phone calls that I've even heard like a man's voice.
Yep.
You'll get clicks all the time. It'll sound like your phone isn't underwater,
Yeah.
and they will also drop your calls.
Yeah. Crackling.
Yep,
All
crackling is
all
another one.
sorts. All sorts. I anyway.
That's your
So
phone is active.
I know, and there was a whole belief system with like the targeting community in 2007, like onwards, that this was what they called synchronicity.
Yep,
So basically, just taking the piss,
yep.
so that you go, oh, he's
Well, I
copying
mean, when
me.
you don't realize it, like, I mean, I used to be on phone conversations with people and be like, it was just like I was using one of those old fashioned telephones that was plugged into the wall with the cord. Like, I mean, like you said, the crackling,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
the voice, like, you would hear, like, almost like your phone was underwater, muffling, and then they started dropping the calls, and then, like, and you'd be talking to whoever and you'd be just like calling back like you just hang up on me and they were like no you hang up on me and I'm like no the phone just got dropped and then you caught on to it after a while because they were doing it constantly like almost every time you were on a conversation with somebody they'd be
yep,
dropping the phone calls.
yep. I I used to get things like I used to pick up the phone and I used to get somebody walking, like
Yeah,
like somebody with high heel shoes walking, like down the telephone.
yeah.
Um, I mean, I also got targeted, and then I ended up having to stay in a hotel because my next door neighbour used to spit at me.
Spit.
Yeah, spit.
Wow.
So I'm telling you, my targeting was pretty bad.
Good God.
But see, this is what he does to all of us, right? All our stuff. I mean, Essa will tell you there. She can explain it better than I do. I mean, everything is your Wi-Fi spoof. You're not connected on the connection that you paid for through whatever company. It's the stalkers' Wi-Fi. They got
Yep.
my phone. They got every device in my home put down on a 2G network. Like, there's a
Does
app
it?
too you can download. Garrett was telling us about it. It's called Net Monster, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And you can see all the devices, cell phone devices around you that are connected. Mine are showing like 39 and 40 all done.
Um, oh, I've had all sorts of things that would make your hair curl, right? And
But see,
I'm
this is the stuff you got to do and got to document, right? This is the information that's not just like yes, it's important, like what the rest of us does, like getting license plates, taking videos, and all that. But it's the hacking is the most important.
I don't know how
Is
you
what
prove
is
that
what
though.
proves it, right?
I don't I don't know. I mean, I I don't know, but I'm gonna have a bit of fun with them. I'm gonna wear my glasses and see what I get.
Now, don't get yourself killed, because if we don't hear from you, we'll be worried to death and saying, "Oh well, she went out there and tormented them too much, and they picked her off or something."
Well, I think Aisha, could keep scanning the local papers in Cornwall to see if a fat woman with glasses got run over. You know.
Oh, they'll try. They'll
No.
try. They've tried to run me over.
Well, yeah, but
They'll try.
I, you know, I'm I'm quite prepared for game number 2. Do you
Well, I'm
understand
not
me?
even worried anymore. Like I said, I don't care anymore. All I know is as soon as I leave here, I'll go home. And home is where I
Yeah.
want to be.
Well, I decided that I'm just not going to go out that much because I'm not going to give them the.
But see, you can't do that either. That's what he wants to do. He wants to isolate you.
Pardon?
And you see, you don't want to do that too much either. Like with me, I'm kind of have no other choice. Like I got small children and stuff, and I can't leave home my house very often. But you don't want to do that either because that's what they want you to do. They want you to isolate.
Um. Now, funnily enough,
Then if they plans on attacking you with the other stuff, like the rest of us are attacked with, you're basically screwed because they got you in your home.
well, I mean, it's a very difficult thing, isn't it?
It is.
That that you are surrounded by these nutters, and and you know, I guess that there has to be an element of surprise attached to all of this, and what I suppose that they kind of are attracted to is consistency,
Yeah.
and that if you're consistent, that's good, right? Because they can't kind of prove that you're going around the twist, but there has to be elements of I don't know what the word would be, but sort of like spontaneous moments where that you pop out, but you don't tell anybody you're popping out, right? And
But
then
see, the
and then you
thing
get
with this is there's no way of doing stuff without them knowing. They knows your every move. This is what me and Asha is trying to say. Like, I mean, I know there's probably cameras and listening devices and shit in my home that they've come in here and put in here. I mean, they're watching. Like, I mean, you got people that's not living in your area that's parked around watching your home and waiting for you to move. And
yeah, I
you got
know.
the neighborhood watch group, whatever they calls it or whatever ESSA calls it there, where everybody's watching you at all times, and if there's listening devices or cameras in your home, they're knowing everything you're doing, so there's no secret.
I know. I mean, I came back into my road, or was I leaving it? No, I came back into the road, right? And and this guy stepped out in front of my car, just stepped out in it. I mean, it was just so obvious, right? And he was looking at his phone, so
Well,
he wasn't
that's the biggest thing you'll notice about them. These
right.
stalkers are always on their phones.
Yeah,
Always.
I know, and he didn't even look, right? That was absolutely clear. He didn't even seriously, he didn't look. Okay, right, and he stepped out, right, and and when he kind of like he was laughing
Yeah.
when he was on his phone, right? He was
But they
laughing at
probably
his.
live viewing you and stuff too, right? Because they uses this app and they all gets on. I mean, they pay money to watch us. We're on the dark web and all this crap. Like they got big spenders watching our lives and everything we do every single day. From the time we gets up till the time we close our eyes, they knows when we're sleeping. They knows when we're awake. They knows when we goes to the washroom. They knows this. They knows that.
Yep.
It really, it is as bad as what you could possibly think it is. Trust me.
Well, I
Not
tell you
trying to
what,
freak you out.
I I don't for all the people when they if my friends or other people knew, maybe they do, I don't know, but um I've got no idea, but I I don't know what to make of that. But basically, people that I'm seeing face to face, you know, their behaviour hasn't necessarily massively changed towards me. But I went to a group the other day, a couple of weeks back, right, and that was really obvious that that they had changed. And everybody, this woman went around the room and spoke to everybody, but she totally ignored me.
Yeah, they switch
Right?
up on you. This is a part of it. They get everybody around you, and even strangers or people
Yep.
you've known for God knows how long, and they get them to switch up on you. They start acting differently around you. Start treating you differently.
Well, we had a situation whereby, like, my son's teacher, right? We've known her for 10 years, and I was saying to my son, that we've got some games in the cupboard that we need to get rid of, like Scrabble and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. And the next day we saw the teacher, and she got a box of Scrabble out of the cupboard, and I just looked at her, and then she bent down and picked up a ball of red wool, and I just read that as, kind of like, do I have to spell it out to you, kind of thing,
Yes,
stop.
this is their way of rubbing crap in your face. This is their way of saying, I know you just spoke about that in your home, or you just did this with your kid in your home. Here you go. They does all that kind of stuff to me too.
So this person didn't treat us badly, really, but she now is. Does that make sense? She's been recruited then.
Well, this is the way it works. So if that's the case, like I said, I know our phones, listening devices, and stuff like that, TVs, any of that Bluetooth devices, so on and so forth. But if that's the case, and that's kind of stuff is happening to you too, then they probably got cameras in your home.
Do you know what? Right now, listen to this. Right now, I went to the medical centre, right, today. Okay, right, and I stood there, and I never ever mentioned that I'd got a meeting on Wednesday. Right.
Yeah.
So I went to the medical centre, and I said that my son needs to have his height registered, and I've got a meeting, and I need it for that meeting. I've got to have that evidence of how tall he is. And she went to me, oh yes, the meeting on Wednesday. And I went, how did you know it was on Wednesday?
That's it. That's the stuff I'm telling you about. That's their way of
How?
letting you know. Because it's either you had the appointment come through your phone, or you had a phone call about the appointment, and they were listening to the phone conversation because the phones are hacked, or they read the email, or you had the conversation in your home.
Or you've got someone filling them in. Because I tell you what I have. I'm known as Aisha. But for a long time, I was known as AJ for short in business for my estate agent. But after the hacking and stalking of the last time, I changed my first name. I just started referring to myself as Aisha, right? And when I've met people, I've had them, I've never told them my name is AJ. I've always gone Aisha because I've made a concerted effort to separate myself from the past, right? And then they might have a conversation with me and go, oh, thanks, AJ.
Yes.
And then I'll go, they've been informed that I'm AJ. Because I never told them that.
They're listening and stuff too. So like say, like they'll do with me. Like if you use a certain word in your vocabulary all the time, basically on a daily basis, right?
Yeah.
And the biggest one that's used in my house, I'm going to say it now, and they'll use it more when I'm out around. I don't give a shit. Go ahead, use it. I'm not worried about it. But the biggest one in my home is buddy. Right?
Okay.
I'll call my kids that, or if I see somebody do something, I say, "Buddy, do you have to do that or whatever?" Okay, this is how I caught on. My doctors were involved in it, or the hospitals. I would go to an appointment, and before all this got really heavy, they talk to me best con, call me by my name, have conversations with me, and all this kind of stuff, and then they flipped their switch. When they called me in this day, they were like, "Hey, buddy,
How's it going today, buddy? Everything okay but today, buddy? And this day, I suffer from migraines, and I had a migraine, and they were like, "You had a migraine today, did you?" Never even
God.
brought it up in the doctor's office conversation. Then when I had my severe jaw infection that I ended up getting emerged, well, the nurses, not to me, the nurses were having a conversation between each other, calling each other buddy. Now, what healthcare professionals uses those terms? You're
Well,
supposed to
no
be
one.
professional. Exactly. It's their way of telling you that they're a part of this. They're a part of what's happening to you.
But I mean, that's an awful lot of people.
Yes.
How
It's
how
everybody. Everybody. Like people that you wouldn't expect, people of authority, people, it's absolutely everybody. That's how it is. What you just described there, Dan, is exactly the stuff that I've been talking about. It's their way of telling you, I know what conversations is going on in your home. I know what's going on in your home. Or I know what you're doing on your phone or whatever. It's their way of saying, I already knew you had that appointment before you didn't even have to mention it. We know. It's a way to invade your privacy. It's a way to tell you you have zero privacy in your life.
I tell you what, I'm going to have fun with them.
But it's true. I mean, I'm
I
laughing, but
can't.
it's not funny because I mean they're taking our human rights away from us.
Yeah,
I mean, this is your
yeah,
human
absolutely.
rights.
But I look, I think that you have to survive it, right? Okay. Now this isn't big talk. Don't forget that I've already been through it once,
Yeah.
right? And they haven't left me, obviously, but they're back.
I'm telling you,
If that makes sense.
anytime anything
They
happens
haven't
to
let.
me and you want to know about it, send me a message through TikTok. Cause trust me, there's nothing I haven't been through with this crap.
I'm so looking forward to this.
Like
You
I'm
be so polite.
serious.
Be careful
I'm
saying that
laughing
because
on
they'll
top
make
of
your
it.
life a
That's
living
funny.
hell.
Like
No, I'm quite prepared for them to make my life a living hell because they're already doing it.
Oh, okay.
goal. That's their
But
goal.
I said that to you that I'm getting cars sitting either side of my vehicle blocking me in, and then
Yeah.
trying to stuff up my visit to the pharmacy, and then I
Yeah.
called them out. All right, and then reverse psychology, and then that didn't work.
Their favourite thing is to box you
Right.
in the car park and park you in. But I'm a really good driver, so whenever they do that, I always find a
Yeah.
way out. Mm.
Well, yeah, we've had, yeah, we've had situations
I
like
go, oh
that,
yeah,
you know.
another one of those. Well, let me just check. Oh yeah, I could get out of there. That'll be all right. I'll do that.
Yeah,
But
Well,
you
I
have
mean,
to have your
people
wits
call
about you because they also
like
come at you, don't they? They attack you when you least
yes.
expect it, and they make nasty comments. I had a staff member who worked for me, and she repeated all my conversations to me that I'd had the
Yes.
night before in my bedroom that no one else should have heard. And that's when I freaked out because it was a staff member. And then when I went down and checked her computer, all the documents on her computer were missing. So I said, "How do you, where do you get your documents to, do the applications with the tenants and stuff? Where's all your forms? Oh, they're on there." I said, "Well, they're not. I'd like to know how what are you doing when you're down here? Because your computer doesn't seem to be synchronized with the others anymore." And basically, her computer had become a bridge to the hackers and stalkers. And I had all this evidence. The police wouldn't do nothing, wouldn't do anything. They actually said to me,
What, you think you're so important for 50 people be involved in stalking you? You're not famous or anything. You're crazy, you are.
And I was like, well, actually, I've worked out who's involved.
Yeah, well, you're crazy because that doesn't happen.
And I went, well, it is fucking happening, and it's happening to me. And they're climbing in my roof, and they come in my bedroom, and in the night I have to lock my door in my bedroom because that's how bad it's getting. No, you're crazy, you are.
You got to do what I told you about your doors. I'm telling you, they can pick all those locks unless you put some kind of stopper on the inside of your door
I
and
know.
proper chain locks and stuff like that. They're still coming in.
I know. I have barricades. I've got blocks of wood and stuff like that, and so they'd have to break the wood.
You should have sleep with a baseball bat next to you, but that won't make a difference if they drugs us.
Actually, I had a baseball bat, and it was a metal one, but they did something to it so that it would give me a headache wherever the baseball bat was. So I got rid of it. That's what they can do, though.
Listen, I don't disbelieve anything because I've experienced more than my share of this crap.
In some ways, I'm quite glad, in one sense, that I live in a flat, because I've got a Ring doorbell on my front door as well.
Yes, but they can let them in.
It's
They
not.
can let
It's
them
not.
in. And then it could be the people that lives in the flat with you. I'm not trying to scare you, but this is how it works.
My son lives with me, but so I don't tend to go out when he's not there, and the flat is hardly ever empty when between the two of us. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean, but what I'm trying to say is, like you're saying, you're glad you live in a flat and people have to be wrong to get in and stuff like that. I mean, they can still get in. I mean, if it's people that's living in the flat where your two's involved, they can they can let the perpetrators in. Don't let your guard down and ever think you're safe. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to get you to be aware.
I'm not saying that I'm blasé, because I think that I'm living on hypervigilance, like that I know what the potentials are, because when I lived elsewhere in the Midlands, okay, and I lived in an old farmhouse, and I know that they came in, right? I know they did, right? So what I did was that I actually screwed all the doors and windows apart from the front door, right? Obviously we had to go through the front door, but there was land at the back that could be accessed. So I thought to myself, well, they can't get past the building at the back, so if I screw all the windows and doors down, right, that they would have to walk a mile before they come to the front. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Listen, it's a good idea, but with these people, if there's a will, there's a way.
I know.
They don't stop at nothing.
No, they don't stop at nothing. And I had all sorts of things pinched, right? So I would go to the shop, which was over the road, and then come back and find that the TV zapper had disappeared.
The TV, what?
A TV zapper, the remote control.
Yeah.
Right, and then 2 or 3 days later, it would just appear again.
Yeah.
Well, what their favorite trick is to return the TV controller. It looks like it's been living up someone's asshole for 3 months.
Oh no!
And then they return it like that, and it's like stinky and sticky and horrible. Yeah.
Wow.
And they do that with spare car keys as well.
Like, they do all kinds of weird stuff when it comes in your own. But I mean,
when rubber goes all sticky.
It's not the weird stuff you got to worry about. It's what they're doing that you don't know they're doing.
Oh gosh, I mean, these people are so sick. They really are.
Because I mean, the stuff that they're doing for you to know, that's just their way of letting you know that they're in your home.
and that they can get in your home whenever they wants to.
I
But
tell
the
you what
stuff you
happened to
don't
me.
know that they're doing
I
is
leave
the problem.
I leave bits of broken glass on the edge of the property, just in case they climb out windows onto my property. Luckily, you know what that means is they'll cut their feet, you see. And the other thing is that I leave coat hooks on stairs and stuff like this, so they go tumbling over in the night, you know. But
But see, I don't see the point of doing any of that stuff if they can remote view you.
no, they physically came in quite a lot, and what they did in the end is they left broken glass in my bedroom. Yeah, so this is what they like to do, right?
I know. I've had it all done to me. Like I said, they move stuff around. If I leave my TV on, they'll put it on a different channel. They'll
Yeah.
mess with my belongings, my clothes. They'll either tie knots or put holes in it. Oh geez, they left a pin in my bed one time. You know, one of those pins that you button into your shirt or your jacket or something. They left one of them there. Like, I mean, the list goes on.
Oh,
Is they want that's the stuff that they just want you to know that they're there, that they're in your home. Or they'll leave like my front door got two doors, so I always shuts the second one because of my dog, so he's not scratching at the door. If someone had to come to it, they'll leave that door open. Or it's just that's not the stuff that I'm worried about, is what they're doing. And I know how diabolical and evil shit that they does because they fucking sprayed chemicals in my room on my windowsill and tried to poison me for a month and a half until I figured out where it was coming from. I got really sick from it.
don't forget the gas you as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And poison your food.
Yeah.
So this is the stuff that I'm telling you got to be concerned about. Is not them doing these little tactics to say, "Oh, I've been in your home." Is what they're doing that you don't
Yeah.
see.
There was a target, right, that we knew of, that was not far from us. Okay, and I think it's a place called Exmouth, right, which is in Devon. And we went to see this woman, and she had to padlock her fridge.
Yes, I know a girl that did that. Well, I mean, she went all over with it. She had her dad living with her, and actually supposed to be from Canada too, up in Ontario. I mean, she hardly leaves her home and stuff because she thinks that it's cause of her ex or his family's in with the Freemasons and stuff, and that's why she's being targeted and that because she tried to have in charge with some kind of charges or whatever, and then they went after her after. But she had her father living with her for a while, and she was like saying her father was involved in it. She even went and bought an extra refrigerator and put it in her room and locked it off because she was saying he was poisoning her food.
Oh God.
He
Yeah.
almost killed her once with adrenaline,
Oh God.
and she ended up in the hospital. It's real shit. Like, people don't want to believe this. Well, don't believe it until it happens to you. But when it happens to you, don't come crying wolf to the rest of us and be like, oh, you guys weren't crazy after all. This shit was actually happening in the world. Because it's happening and it's real.
So do you reckon that a lot of people know about it then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows about it. Everybody around you knows about it. Like, they're just playing, like I says this all the time, they're playing the dumb game, right? Acting like they don't know about it.
I didn't know about it until 2007.
No, well, if you target yourself, no, but the people around you involved, and there's a lot of people involved. I mean, they all know. They inform everybody around you. They inform your family. Inform the friends you used to have. They turn everybody against you.
How do they do
Everybody.
that though? If you've known somebody, right, for 10 years, right, and they've been,
Smear campaigns, and bribery. Right? They're bribed into it. I mean, they go visit these people. They tell these people a bunch of stories. And then they're like, if you do this or you do that, we'll pay you out in this, or they could be, they could be in trouble for something, and be like, if you do this to this person, we'll give you a load sins, get you off with it or whatever. Like it's a criminal network. It's called organized crime for a reason.
It's horrible.
It is. That's exactly what it is. It's organized crime.
Wow.
This is the people that are doing this to us. This is what this part, and they label us the terrorists, but they're the ones that are the terrorists. They're terrorizing our lives.
And once
So
once they start with it, it's full time forever,
They don't stop.
ever.
I know they don't stop. I've been, I'm gonna dare I say it, but there's an element of delusion
No.
because it quietened down. I didn't have any problems until my ex-partner took me to court. Right?
It could be that, and
And
could be where you move to, like where you move for a bit and quiet down for a little while until they gathered up more people again. Because I've been talking to a lot of other TIs have said the same thing. They move states, they move countries, they move different areas, quiet for a bit, and then all of a sudden it's bam, full on again.
yeah, well, exactly. I've lived here for 12 years. Right, that's a
what
long
happens,
time.
right? Don't ever stop. It's just, you might move to a different area and it might quiet down for a bit until they gather up the people to do it again.
Well, I think that's what's happened to me. I mean, like my GP, right? They were taking the piss, and I've got the written evidence, and I immediately shouted to my MP, right, and Health Watch and a load of other people, and then I was told by another NHS person that I had to leave, the medical centre, and then when I shouted, I then was told that I shouldn't leave, right? I
Yeah.
was then told that I shouldn't leave.
See, they got their reaction out of you then. See? That's the part. This is what they're doing. They're all
Yeah, but they
playing
got a
this game.
reaction. But what happened was they then internalized it, and they couldn't get rid of me, right? And they've stopped harassing me.
I don't know. I'd be careful with that because this is like I said, the tactics and stuff that they use is just
Yeah, I know, but
diabolical.
I can
And I mean,
tell
like
you,
everything is
I,
all about our reactions, right? They're watching us for every reaction that we have to any situation in our lives, and then if they get a reaction out of us, they just amplify that tactic that they did on us more.
yeah, I get that, but I can only tell you, I don't like these people can turn, anybody can turn, they can do a U-turn on you, right? But currently, right, because I
Yep.
shouted about it, right, and then I was warned, I record all conversations with these people, okay, and I've just got, in my AI section, I've got, a portion of each person, so I just add to it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So like, I've got the medical centre version, I've got the housing one, I've got the school one, all right, okay, and
Yeah.
I just add to it and just add to the story, and it
Well,
just
can I recommend something?
well,
If you're adding all that stuff to your phone, I would recommend either writing it down for personal documentation or putting it on a USB drive because they will remove stuff off your phone. They will
I
delete stuff off your
use
phone.
yeah, I agree with you. I actually have a couple of spare phones, and now I'm going to tell them that it's not connected to the internet or anything, and they're
But have they
currently,
ever been connected to your Wi-Fi?
those two items aren't, no.
Because if they've ever been connected to your Wi-Fi or they got a hold of your SIM, they're already in.
Yeah, I get that, but those other two items, they don't have a SIM card.
As long as they've never been connected, if they've been connected, it's already compromised.
Yeah, these phones is like 5-10 years old. They can't be accessed. There's no SIM card. They've been reset. They've been reused for another purpose.
That's all I'm saying is just be careful and document on different things, whether it's paper
Yeah,
or
everything's backed.
put it on I
Everything's
got all mine put on a USB drive and stuff like that.
yeah,
Anything
I've
that
got
I
all that.
don't want wiped off my phone and I carry it around with me, don't leave it in your house. Don't leave
No,
any of it in your house because if they're coming into your house, they'll just take it.
well they attempted to wipe like a hard drive, a separate new hard drive. They did that, but that's not a problem because I can't say where the copy of that is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's a backup of a backup of a backup.
yeah.
So they're
This stuff
wasting.
you gotta you gotta be very careful because I mean they know what they're doing, right?
No, but I have to live my life, and I don't intend to be walking about totally on eggshells.
Oh no, nobody wants to be doing that. But I
No, but
mean, when you got children too, I mean it's kind of hard not to be like in my situation. Like that's
I
where my biggest thing is the kids.
sure I know that they're coming for me and my son. I know they are, and they're using me as the hammer, right?
Yep. Well, I
The
mean,
kid.
when you are the target, they'll use the target. They'll use your youngsters, right? I mean, like we were talking about in a live event one night before. What better way to get to a targeted mother is her kids?
I know.
That's one of the best ways that they get to you.
Yeah, I know.
Your children. Because if you care anything about your children, that's one thing that's gonna get to you.
I know.
It's sick. Like that's all I can say. Like I mean, I could sit here and write a freaking book on this shit for the amount of time I've been going through it. Like stuff I've had done, stuff I've experienced. Like no words. And we're all going through it. Ass says they're going through the same thing. Like we all can't be crazy.
Pardon?
I said, like their famous saying, calling us crazy. I said, we all can't be crazy if it's, all
Well, I
around
mean,
the world, all around the world, and everybody got the same experiences, same stuff done to them.
so what is it? A mass delusion? Don't think so.
Well, that's what they're trying to make it out to be. They're trying to make it out that we're crazy.
That we all copy each other.
Yeah. Right?
They copy
Don't
me.
think so.
They do. They copy everything I wear. That's why I wear rags now.
They were doing that to me for a while too.
I said, oh, okay, that's fine. You can stop wearing rags. Wear stuff with holes in it and look like a fucking tramp. Right then, go for it.
One of the things that they do with me is that they give us a heads up. They warn us that it's coming, right? And then it happens. So they're kind of like, well, they kind of give you an indication. All right, I'll give you an idea, right? In my block the other day, a fire alarm went off in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And then in the afternoon, but the fire alarm was set off by a company that used to do the fire alarm, like testing it. right? And in the afternoon, a new fire alarm company arrived.
Okay.
That's what I mean. A heads up.
Well, they do
So
also
I
work
get it.
for
I get it in twos.
That's the thing with this program. Like, they go to any extent. There's no limits, right? There's no limits to this. And
No, I
it's
know.
based on the individual too. Like, they'll use the same playbook tactics they use on everybody, but they'll also alter it for the individual too. So it's something that really bothers you might not bother another target, and they'll just specifically use that on you.
Yeah. It's bespoke.
Yeah. Well, it isn't really, because they do the same things to all of us.
Yeah, they do. They do the same things to all of us. It's just like I said, they will do some different stuff. Like I said, it's based on the individual, right? But this is where I told you about where they covertly harass you first. They get to know everything about you. So they use tactics then that, you know, gravitates towards you because they knows this specific things bothers you, so they're hoping they'll get you to crash out by using these specific tactics on you. You hear what I'm saying? Get what I'm
Only
saying?
lots of time before you do crash out, to be honest, because you become a bit too tired to cope anymore, like me.
A lot of people do.
Yeah, just too tired. Don't want
A
to be
lot of
here
people
anymore.
do. Sadly, a lot of people do. I mean, you're human.
Yeah,
Right?
it's exhausting, it is.
That's why like the saying they say, you know, you poke the bear so many times, what happens?
Yeah,
Right?
I think it's time to leave.
Well, I've been saying that for a long time now. I don't know. There is no, they've taken what every human being it gets on it or supposed to have on this earth as human rights, so they've stripped us from all them.
Hmm. And no one gives a damn either.
Nope. Not a soul. They
So we're,
loves everybody's misery.
that's right, they do. It's a sick world. I wish I was never born.
You know, a lot of us feels that way.
Yeah, waste of time. I just think it's such a waste to put someone on earth to torture them and torment them and destroy them.
Yeah.
Pointless, I think. Told God the same, you know.
I'm starting to wonder if this program is just, you know, is for something bigger to depopulate the population. Like it's, I don't know. My mind is always going like all the time. To me, it has to be something bigger.
Yeah, it's
Something
bigger.
bigger we don't realize.
I mean, is this what they call MK Ultra?
Yes. See, MK Ultra back in the day when they were doing it to people, I mean, they were doing it in hospitals and psych wards, and I mean that was all over every country. I mean, it was here in Canada, it was where you guys are too, in the States. Like hospitals were doing it. People were going in for anxiety and depression, and they were put through all this shit, man, like sleep deprivation. They locked them in a room where they were, you know, torturing them and zapping them and making them listen to stuff for hours on end and until they couldn't take it anymore. Then they give them a break and then they make them listen to it all over again. It's just like I said, the technology these days are upgraded that much. They don't need to do that to people anymore. You just need to map out your brain.
I wonder how they managed to find that out. It's got to be during the Nazis or post-Nazi, because the Americans, is that COINTELPRO when they kind of invited them all over?
Oh, they're involved. The COINTELPRO, they're involved.
Hello, Peter Pan neighbours. You all right?
Where's she gone?
Did she just say what I just thought she said?
Oh, I just said
I think
hello,
she's talking
paedophile neighbours. Are you all right?
Where are you to?
Oh, I was just going to put something in the drawer, but that's the worst area for the radiation. It's so heavy tonight. I always say, I go, hello, paedophile neighbours. How are you doing? You having a nice day? Is it nice to talk to your neighbour? Are you going to drink some adrenochrome later? You got some dismembered body parts in your kitchen, have you? Because you're sick, fucking, twisted psychopaths is what you are.
Wouldn't surprise me if we get shut down. Have you had any violations during this?
Oh, not with this one, but the one before, yes.
To get vocal.
We got shot down one night when we was talking about the Illuminati.
Oh, we're not going to talk about them.
They shut us down right away then. They knows what we're talking about.
Oh, it's crazy, it is.
You ever get that, Ants? You ever get messages from people that are part of the Illuminati asking you to join the Illuminati and they'll stop you from being targeted?
No.
I have.
I got about 3 or 4 messages in one day, but they didn't say anything about stopping the targeting. They just said that, your life will be really nice and good, if you join the
Well, they
Illuminati.
said that too, but they said they'll stop everything that's going on in my life if I become part of it.
Yeah, well, I had a guy who was a computer specialist, and he contacted me, and he reckoned he could stop this if I paid him, and I
had
paid
that
him
the
some
other
money.
day.
I paid this guy £50, and he disappeared. I told him I didn't have all the money, so I paid him £50, and then he wanted more money, and I was like, oh, I haven't got any more money. And then he said, I said, well, so can you just refund me, because I can't afford the rest. And he disappeared. You've got to be careful, right, of also the fake orphanages, because they all want money. So now on X, I don't get anybody look at my stuff, only fake orphanages now. And they comment like, we're starving, hungry. We're so hungry. Can you help us? I'm like, actually, I'm virtually homeless myself. I'm being tortured every day. And I've had this before with the people have contacted me. There's an orphanage and they'll pray for you. And if you give them some money, I've done it with, I think, 3 or 4 orphanages. And it's all a scheme and a plot to basically wipe you out of money. And the prayers, of course, are probably to the devil anyway. Because they're not real orphanages. Because one of them, I said, can I come and live with you? Because I'll come and teach the Bible. And I'll live in Africa. I don't mind if you put me in one just under a tree. It's fine. Just can I come and stay with you? And they didn't want to give me their address. So they're fake, don't you? All of them are
You
fake.
also get the messages and they'll be like, I know what's going on with you in your life. I know who started this.
I've not had that yet.
I'm sick with cancer and dying, and I really just wanted to get it off my chest. Can you meet me somewhere and bring a USB drive with you? And I'll give you the information that you need that can stop this and all this crap. Have you ever got messages like that?
No, but I would be very excited if I got one of those.
I got 2 like that.
Oh, wow.
2 different people, almost the same thing, as almost a copy and paste, but it was just a bit different. in
Oh,
each
how
one.
interesting. And what did they want from you?
Oh, they didn't want nothing. They were just saying, well, you know, could trying to human traffic me, take me and bring me somewhere.
God.
But yeah, I've had a couple different ones of that saying, oh, they all meets up and hangs out at a storage unit in my area, and told me to go and wanted me to meet them at a restaurant, but not to bring nobody with me and go there by myself and bring
Oh,
a
God.
USB drive with me.
Oh, no thanks.
I've had a couple like that.
Oh, it sounds a bit like a Chainsaw Massacre film, doesn't it?
Probably trying to well, I'm already being human trafficked with this program, but they were probably trying to kidnap me and take me off.
Well, I mean, don't be surprised. That's exactly what they like to do as well.
Right? I was
Yeah.
just like, okay, yeah, this is just what I'm gonna do. He was like, yeah, I got stage 4 cancer and I'm dying. He said, I just wanted to get it off my chest. I just want it to be the last good I do in the world is come forward and tell you what's going on with you, and would love to meet up with you somewhere at a restaurant by yourself. Don't bring nobody with you. Bring a USB drive.
Can I ask something?
Mm.
Do you think that they would fake somebody's death?
Yes.
Yes.
And I also know they clone replacements of them too. I know it sounds weird, but when they die, they replace them with a clone version of themselves. A lot of people have been cloned and copied and replaced. You should know that.
I don't know about this stuff, but that's why I asked.
Mm.
See, because my ex-partner apparently died. I'm not so sure at the moment.
Well,
What do you
you
mean?
know, what's that actor who was Mrs. Doubtfire? What's his name again?
Oh,
Robbie
Robin
Williams.
Williams.
Yeah, he did a video in 2023 saying Happy New Year for 2024, because he's still alive. And that was on Telegram, I saw that. So it's interesting, you know, there's a lot of them that are not dead. Not dead yet. I don't know if you've got it, but where I sit in the kitchen, I think they've got something pointed through the window at the back of my head, and it really hurts. So I have to put shielding up against the window because I think they've got something in the property behind pointing at my head. Do you guys have that?
Get yourself a EMF at.
Yeah, I do.
It'll help.
I've got one of those, and but it doesn't help because I think it's something underfloor as well. But it's activated by the window somehow. So painful. I feel like my brain's going to explode.
Well, like I said to you, where I'm to, they just parks across the road and shine their brights towards my place.
Well, here, what they've done with my neighbour behind is an old age home, actually. And there's an alcove in the roof. So it's got points, four walls, and then a little centre area in the roof where there's a window and I would assume probably a walkway. And they've put aerials and all sorts of gadgets in there. I just noticed it today. And I thought...
I don't see them here where I'm to that you and Garrett's talking about all the time, aerials.
It's all aerials. And actually, I'm going to issue proceedings. That's my next step now. I'm going to issue high court proceedings against each person involved.
Them aerials is like an antenna, isn't it? What you're talking
I've got
about?
enough evidence from the antennas and Garrett's report and all my evidence. So I'm going to go for financial losses through the civil court, high court, and I'm also going to go for criminal damages. I've had enough. But don't forget my background's law, eh?
Well, Garrett said it's not just aerials. He was saying it's like satellite dishes and stuff pointed
And
toward their
I've got
land.
satellites. I've got all the evidence as well.
Yeah, he was saying it's also that stuff too.
But the proceedings I will issue, it's not about me proving it. It's about them proving they're not doing it.
True.
Right. So that's the way I'm going to issue the proceedings. And they'll have a high court writ. And I'll do a wind-up petition. And they will lose everything. Anyone who owns a house on this fucking street, they'll lose it. Yeah. It's more than one way to skin a cat.
What's that Garrett posted there this morning or whatever it was? What a lunchbox, insulated lunchbox, and ice packs.
Oh, I didn't see that.
He posted that on X. He was showing it with his EMF reader too. It was showing it. I seen the post this morning when I got up. It was showing it without it, his EMF reader, like the reading right up, and then he was showing it with this insulated silver lunchbox, and it was 0.
Oh, I've got an insulated lunchbox, right? It's like a handbag, and I use it as a handbag sometimes, and it is marvelous. You can't.
I asked him what he meant by what he was doing there, but he haven't answered me.
You know, at the supermarket, you can buy those bags for frozen goods. You know those bags?
Struck a button. Freezer bag, you mean? Like to keep stuff cold?
That's it, with the silver inside.
Yep.
You can buy those, and you can just put them on your head, and they're brilliant hats for sleep time. But you can also use them to cover things. And you can also buy the silver insulation like this as well. And you can buy rolls of it, and you can put it up against your walls. I've been thinking, but the thing is, it's expensive. And I think to myself, no, I'm not going to spend a fortune.
Emergency stuff, but emergency blanket stuff, but they're only going to attack your harder when you does that.
Yeah, I mean, my thinking is I'm just going to issue proceedings for financial losses, and I'm going to go for 2 million each for each one of them.
Because I'm telling you, he does that. That's just what he does. They retaliate harder, and then they just, I don't know, ups the frequencies in
I'm
whatever.
going to sue Apple as well, by the way.
Well, all those people are involved too. So cell phone
Apple,
companies.
I'm going to sue all of the network providers that I've used. I'm going to go for it. And I'll win. I'll definitely win some of them. I'll be a multi-millionaire by the time I'm finished.
Oh, I'd like to see one of you do it and proceed with it.
Oh,
Garrett's been doing a lot, but I mean, Garrett knows a lot and been doing a lot, but I haven't been seeing him getting anywhere through the.
No, he's had the MI5 look at it and the Interpol. No one will take him seriously. No one wants to even, that's how you know that we're not going to get anywhere. So you can go through the High Court yourself and take your neighbours to court yourself. Is that what you can do in England? Because you're not going to get any justice through the police, so you can take them to court. We've got proof that they've got ham radios and they're breaching Ofcom regulations, and Ofcom don't want to do anything. The police won't do anything. The council won't do anything. But I can do something because it's affecting my brain. I can also prove that it's causing my ill health. So they'll have a financial compensation claim.
If we had to get a brain scan done on our head, can you imagine?
Oh my God. I wouldn't go for a brain scan because I wouldn't trust these guys. But when you think each one of them's getting paid, £50 a night or whatever it is, and I'm going to sue them for fucking everything. They're going to be my bitch, my dog. They belong to me. You? Did you watch the Hostel movie? Hello? The Hostel movie.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, the Hostel movie is basically similar to what's happening to us. And they just farm people. People go on holiday to a hostel and they're, farmed off to an underground type dungeon where they're tortured alive for fun, for sport. And that's pretty much what's happening to us, but out in the open. We're tortured for fun. Same sort of thing. Hey, you're back.
Hey. Yeah, I was just sending you something in the group there.
Oh, okay.
I guess when I get to the app and goes into something else, makes it look like I'm gone or something.
Yeah, it's the same with me. If I go and do anything, that's the only trouble. I was saying they missed a trick, because it'd be good if we could all go and have a look at different people's TikToks and join their TikTok and bring our live to someone else, and all go around and do stuff.
You can't get out of it and go into anything else. Well, I mean, you're still there. You can still hear the people talking in the background and stuff, but
Yeah,
it makes it seem like you're not there to the people you're talking to.
that's the only problem, yeah. But the other day I had a problem with the line, and I actually came off, switched off the phone and came back on, and I was still on because I wasn't on my Wi-Fi. I was on the stalker's Wi-Fi, the pedophiles that drink children's blood, my neighbors, the criminals. So I was on the criminals' Wi-Fi.
We're all on spoof Wi-Fi.
And that's what I mean. You can never escape this, because if they've set up everything around you with the neighbor so that you can't have a normal life. And it's so criminal.
Yeah.
The police, as I say, could come and pay one visit and they'd be able to work out everything real quick. So what they do is they just go, oh, you must prove it. You've got to become a cyber expert to prove that your neighbors are doing this to you. Madness.
Everybody knows.
I know.
That's the sad thing.
But it's my belief, if somebody is being tortured to the point where they don't want to be here anymore and they're going to kill themselves, and they tell them, and then they kill themselves, then they'll be done for murder. It'll be considered murder. Because that's led somebody to murder themselves, to kill themselves, because they can't stand being here.
I see differently. I just think it does be brushed under the rug and just... I mean, it's the way they paint you, right? Like, I mean, people say, oh, well, she was actually crazy. She just herself.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna admit to what it is.
Yeah, it was interesting on the group as well that Ashley left. This other guy. I don't know why he left.
Who was the other one?
Huh?
Who was the other person?
Oh, another one, I can't remember the name now, but left as well.
So I thought the Ashley person was friends with Garrett.
Ashley was friends with Gareth, yeah. But the thing is, probably people don't want to hear me telling them that I want to kill myself anyway. But it's the truth.
Well, it's not just that. Like I said to you, a lot of it is just hurt spots. They're everywhere. We're infiltrated with them. They're on every platform we're on, and they pretend to go through what we go through, but they're not really going through it. Ants, you still there?
I am, yeah. I'm just listening. I'm actually quite tired, so that's why
Same.
I'm just listening now.
I think I'm getting tired. I think it might be time to end the live.
It might be, yeah.
I'm tired.
Well, I'll let you ladies go, and you guys have a good night, and hopefully we'll be chatting again tomorrow.
It's been really good, and if you need me, you know where I am. Okay, guys.
Same here.
Cheers.
It's been great.
Night.
Thank you. Big hugs and kisses.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Night.
God bless you. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye.